Thanks, Terry. Fantastic news that for South Australian racing. The second at Sandown, benchmark 70. It's over the mile. We've got a favourite holding just under half the money in the field. It's Benny's best of the day. It's number 2, McGarten, who won a benchmark 64 first up this prep. Hasn't won in 6 runs here, but has won and placed when third up. 420 into 320 with no deductions today. Number 4, Oceans Above, is the second elect. 460 into 4s. Third up today and got home nicely to claim second, half a length off the winner. Paying $17 last start. Has placed third up and on a heavy before. And then Regal Zeus is third up, has won third up before. 2 out of 3 career wins have been with Daniel Stackhouse on board. He's on board today, and it's dropping back in grade today to be $7.50 into $6 and the third elect. What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on screen or visit the website.
This mounting yard is brought to you by the Racing.com Tipping Hub. National form tips and analysis. Download wherever you get your apps.
Second event, 1,600 metres. This is Colts, Geldings and Entires. No claims for the apprentices. The Lockett LED.au handicap over 1,600 metres. And our mounting yard, Ben, will commence with the one in Pacino, who is resuming and has had a stable change.
He is indeed. He's resuming from a long spell due to a tendon injury on debut for the Preusker stable. Look, he was 5th in a recent Sonata jump out. The jump out in his form suggests he'll probably be better suited with a run.
I'd agree with that. I think that the horse has done plenty of work for this first up performance. It has been a long time since he's been at the races, but he's got a really good base of fitness there. He's good in the skin. He's got a lovely enthusiastic look on his face. I think he presents in good order.
2 is McGarten. We welcome back Caulfield and Melbourne Cup winning jockey Mark Zara to the Victorian riding ranks, and Jerome Hunter has elected to back up McGarten after a 5th here over 1,500 metres last Wednesday.
That was a very slowly run race, and he was doing his best work at the end of that race off that slow speed. He was the second fastest last 200 metres of the race. I think hard fit on the back up and getting Mark Zara on are both real positives. He looks one of the better winning hopes, as the market suggests.
I actually like this horse having a quick back up. He always carries a little bit of weight around his midsection. He's got quite a big barrel on him, so I think the 7-day back up will do him good. He's nice and relaxed. He's got the earmuffs going back on for the race today, and I think he's nice and relaxed. Coat looks great there in the sunshine.
3, Regal Zeus. Well, he spent most of his 13 career starts tackling the older gallopers. He was in 3-year-old class at Flemington a couple of Saturdays ago, and it was a forgivable performance.
Yeah, look, I think he's one of the 2 most likely leaders today. He'll be fitter third up. He's suited rising in distance. I think if he gets control from the front, he could give a big sight.
I think he presents in good order. He's better than when I saw him a couple of runs ago. His coat's cleaned up even more. He's typically quite a tense horse on race day, so don't worry about him having a little bit of a prance. But he looks rock hard fit, really good tone over his midsection, and for him, he's being really quite sensible.
4 is Oceans Above. No claims in the race, but no need for Simon Zara to break up what's been a good association between Celine Gaudray and this galloper.
Yeah, look, it was a big run second up. He's actually detached from the field at one stage. When we speak to Simon, we might ask what he made of that. But if he can just stay with them and still produce a similar finish, this looks a really suitable race. Third up, I think 1,600 metres might be his best distance. He's a wet tracker. He gets conditions to suit.
He presents in really good order. He is rock hard fit, excellent tone all over his body, good in the skin, just nicely on his toes. He knows what he's here for. I think that he looks ready to rock and roll.
5, Actaeon is second up and out to the mile.
Yeah, it was a good run first up. Fastest last 200 metres of the race from the back of the field. He'll be fitter for that. He's suited rising in trip, and he's capable of racing much closer to the speed with the rise in distance.
Moving really well in the yard, just up on his toes now. I think that he's got a really good base of fitness. I wouldn't be surprised if there's still a little bit of improvement to come, but he's starting to take shape really nicely.
6, Prince of Nottingham's having a great prep and pretty much emulating how Michelle Payne's team's been going towards the tail end of this season, and this galloper was one of the plethora of winners Brad Rawilla had over the Mildura Carnival.
Yeah, it was a dominant winner in a weaker race at Mildura. He does rise in class and he steps up to 1,600 for the first time, but Brad should be able to give him a softer run as possible from the draw.
Quite a handsome fellow. He's got a nice head on him, really moving well in the yard, really good rich colour to his coat, and he's at peak fitness.
Jay Mott onto the 7, De Niro, who's 4th up.
Yeah, he had no luck at all last start. He looked to be travelling prior to being held up. Now, Jamie Mott going on, I think, is a big plus for this horse. He's the best of the roughies in the race. He's certainly capable of surprising at $21. I think he's a better chance than that.
Yeah, no knock from me. I thought he presented in really nice order. He was an absolute pet in the yard. You could have just stood there all day with him. His coat's in excellent order. He looks fit. No knocks.
8, Mayan via the same race as Oceans Above.
It's a good effort. He's at wide no cover. Okay, it wasn't as much of a disadvantage as it can be given they went so slowly, but he was also wide no cover 2 starts ago, and he was a dominant winner 3 starts ago. He's fit, he's in form, he loves wet ground. Wouldn't shock.
Yeah, I'd echo your sentiments, Ben. He looks very fit. He's obviously very deep into a preparation now. He was beautifully relaxed in the yard, moving well. Coat's in good enough order.
9, Torrenova, a winner 2 back on the Pakenham synthetic, mixed form otherwise through the prep.
Yeah, I'd ignore the run last start in terms of the beaten margin. Was wide no cover on a very fast speed, so was entitled to tie. Was an upset winner 2 starts ago. But look, this is probably a little bit stronger than the race that Torrenova was able to win.
Does strike a tougher race, but horse looks in very healthy order, beautiful in the skin, looks rock hard fit deep into a prep, so no negatives from me if he's good enough on form.
This race has been an open contest the last couple of years. They've split the divisions this year. Colts, Geldings and Entires here. The mares a little bit later on this afternoon. Presser last year, Alexander and Bates defeating Tasman Park. Denali was the first mare across the line. Jabberwocky's 5th we see out to 2400 a bit later this afternoon, and Shakespeare won it a couple of years ago. Hanardi was the first mare across the line. Ben, Oceans Above, one of your best of the day, comes up in the second.
Yeah, I think this horse, last preparation, I liked him one day at 1800 at Flemington on dry ground, and he looked the winner and just peaked late. I think 1600 wet ground is absolutely perfect for him. He doesn't have a better winning strike rate because of his racing pattern, but this looks a perfect race for him. Third up, 1600 on wet ground. So if he gets the right run, I think he's well placed here. Mine's going really well. Hasn't had a lot of luck his past couple. Was a dominant winner 3 back. Loves wet ground. McGarton, quick backup. Zara on pluses. He's right in the mix, and so is Zach Tayon, who's fitter for the last run, a good run, and rising in trip. But Oceans Above for me in the second.
I am with you, Ben. I've found Oceans Above on top as well. I thought this horse presented in really good order, although he hasn't won for 400 and something odd days, but he does look particularly healthy. He looked really good in the skin, lovely and strong. He's obviously at peak fitness now, a few runs in. I thought that he presented in great shape. Regal Zeus, I thought he presented in really good order too, but I'm with you. Oceans Above on top today.
Oceans Above, being well backed, Ben and Amy. The 2 biggest bets on the race, 1,500 and 2,000, are both with the second elect, who's improved to about 380 and is getting some late money. 310 though for the favourite McGarton, who's holding about half the cash in the kitty. He got out to 320 and then has sort of bounced back and forth between that price. Royal Zeus is also attracting some late money, so into 480. Last time we spoke was at $6, so there's been definite support for the third elect as well, and mine was the third elect only moments ago, but has just gone the drift to 750. So 310 the favourite, but being challenged in the market. What are you really gambling with? Free and confidential support. Call the number on screen or visit the website.
Simon Zara joins us. Amy Yagi walks out of the mounting yard, and before we go to air, Simon's quote, us talking about Oceans Above, is, "This horse worries me." We'll get to that in a moment. A, Scotch, B, defibrillator, or C, oxygen mask after the previous with Blackberry Bomb on debut?
D, all the above. Look, it was a really nice run. He just sort of quickened up, probably too quick, and sort of ran in the back of the winner. And look, it's good to see her do it on debut. And we paid a bit of money for her, and she's obviously after she's all shenanigans. So it's good to see her on debut and it looking like a pretty hot sort of field. So we're all sort of wrapped, but it would have been good to get the win. But it's good to see him do that on debut.
We've seen the talent on debut, but you've been doing the work in the background for months. Has there been that ability to benchmark or comparison to She's All Shenanigans thus far, or have they been just distinct and separate?
Yeah, probably 2 different sort of fillies. Both got good natural speed, but I think we decided to ride her back today, this filly, because on a jump out she's just not quickening. And look, it seemed to do the job, and maybe go to Caulfield in 3 weeks. There's a nice group 3 for fillies there, and while she's 3 and up and about and doesn't mind the wet tracks, we'll head that way.
Back to the horse that worries you. Is that a case of the pattern of racing?
Yeah, he just seems to get out of his ground, and you think there's something wrong with him, and then all of a sudden he just switches on and and finishes off like he did the other day. And look, it was a big run the other day. We just got to hope that there is speed here today, but the worry is they're going to drop anchor and not sort of quicken. So when you've got a back marker, it's always a bit of a sickening feeling.
Does a field of 12 to a field of 9 give you any further confidence, or give Selena a roadmap to maybe settling one pair further forward, or it's just naturally that you're going to be out the back and chasing?
Yeah, I just don't want to get back. We probably sort of lost sight of the bunny a little bit the other day, but that's him. But I've just kept him a little bit fresher, hoping he'll just be on the bridle a bit more and staying intact a bit. So, yeah, it's up to him. I'll might just go at the back and watch it on my own and close my eyes and listen to Terry rather than watch it.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Yes, well, he is a horse that can look the winner as well, so you just got to be a little careful with Oceans Above. He can, if you're going out the back and not watching it with your own eyes. I remember at Flemington last preparation, I thought he was all over a winner over 1,800 metres, and one of Lindsay Parks got up on the fence, and he might have just peaked at the end of 1,800, hopefully third up 1,600 with the tick from Amy from the yard. He's spot on and can get that victory today. But they're moving in. It's going to be interesting to see who provides that speed for him. I thought Regal Zeus was your most likely leader. Actaeon's capable of going forward. Maybe Torrenova and Prince of Nottingham shouldn't be too far away. But doesn't look a fast speed on paper. They're loading away for the second at Sandown on the Hillside track. Let's go to TB.
Of course, Alison Bennett used to do that with her, what was his name again, Enzo or NZ or whatever his name was, the jumper that she had success with. She wouldn't watch the race. She'd listen to it out on one of the speakers. I'm very, very surprised there wasn't a protest third against second in the previous. A margin of short half head. Inside horse came out, took the running of the horse by one horse between the pair. I was shocked there wasn't at least a look at the footage. Now, Regal Zeus moves in, Actaeon to get set. Mark Garden, Mark Zara comes back to town with the favourite, his first ride back. And now they're set. Starters up as the sun starts to shine through. The gates are back, they're off. And slow to go Mark Garden. Not a great start for the favourite. He missed it by a length. Regal Zeus won the break. Went to the front. Fast away is May, and on the fence Prince of Nottingham, and not far away Torrenova. Then Oceans Above. He's got four behind him. Actaeon a little wide. Pacino the fence there, followed by Margarten, De Niro last of all. So Regal Zeus is getting a picnic in front. He's just doing his own thing out in the lead at the 1,200 metres mark, with the ears prick leading by 2 lengths. So maybe a bit more from Mayen. Prince of Nottingham, the box seat. A length away the roughy Torrenova. Pacino, then came Actaeon, Oceans Above. It looks to be a reasonable gallop too. Further back on the outside is De Niro, and Margarten is last. Regal Zeus has the run down the hill now, and he's doing it stylishly. Led by 2 lengths on Mayen. Prince of Nottingham a length away Torrenova at the 800. 2 lengths to Actaeon. Back on the fence is Pacino, De Niro, Oceans Above. Margarten's last, so he's got a task in front of him, and he's on the fence. He's going to need room as well. They come towards the bend. 600 metres left to go as they spin around on the big run home, and the leader is Regal Zeus doing it well. Led by 2 lengths, under pressure Mayen chasing. 2 lengths away Torrenova, Prince of Nottingham about to be popped. The question, Margarten stays to the fence, but hard ridden. Actaeon outside of him. He's trying to get out on Margarten. There's room, but he's 5 lengths away from Regal Zeus. He's shot clear. He's really going well. He's 3 lengths in front, trying hard Prince of Nottingham. Then came Margarten, but he was never going to lose this. He had this one a long, long way out, Daniel Stackhouse, and Regal Zeus in a trot. Won by 3 lengths, Prince of Nottingham, Margarten. Then came Mayen, Actaeon. Behind those, De Niro, well back Torrenova, Pacino, and Oceans Above's had a shocker. Stand by for the numbers. He just went to the front. He just ran along. He got away from them. I'd be really interested to see what the sectional breakdown is, whether he was going at a really leisurely clip and the others just left him alone and gave him too much start, or whether he was running along. That'll be the interesting question. But he was enjoying his work out in front. He was never going to get beat. He was led off the chain as heads turned for home, and has raced away here for Johnny McArdle and Daniel Stackhouse to win third up. I think he won third up last time in too, if my memory serves me correctly. And he's been able to do it again today. First time he's been placed here. But he's absolutely bolted in. Son of the great Zoo Star out of a Kitten's Joy mare, and quite kitten. Numbers are 3, 6, 2 and 8. Entrim, time 1:39.34. 3, 6, 2, 8 confirmed. Second prize in the race going to number 6, Prince of Nottingham, who just wouldn't know how to run a bad race. Michelle Payne, Brad Rawilla, and self-explanatory for Margarten. He missed the kick, and those back in the field, they just had no chance. He ran clearly the best of the back markers, but he's been beaten about 5 lengths. He's finished back in third. 3.628, 3.5, 1.5, 139.34. I'll be really, really interested in what Ben has to say, whether that leader got away with Blue Murder in front or whether he ran fast and kept on running. But the ones back in the field, they just had no chance whatsoever. Johnny McArdle's track, so I'll tell you what, the big fella's looking very slim too, Nige.
He's in career best condition, I think, TB. John McArdle joins us. A wrap from Terry Bailey on your condition. You don't have you couldn't hear the audio. Regal Zeus, that looked a little bit like the first Saturday of the year at Geelong.
Yeah, look, he basically when he gets to roll along like that, he's a very effective horse. Was good first up. He gets himself in a horrible state first up, and thought he'd run his race, and he stuck on well over 1400. And then last start at Flemington, Mick Price's horse wanted to lead, so Jamie put him in the perfect spot, got the gap. He got knocked down, and when he loses momentum, that's the end of him. He doesn't pick up and sprint again. So our biggest concern today was whether not having that hard run at Flemington might have just had him lacking for fitness a little bit. But when the field came out and we got a rain-affected track and there wasn't any other great sort of leaders in the race, Daniel was able to get to the front and dictate, and when he does that, as I say, he's quite effective.
He's had a unique profile, this guy. As a 3-year-old, he's done perhaps the majority of his racing in sort of open age company. Has that been a case where you've just tried to use his benchmark and get him in contests you think he can win rather than being against his own age?
Yeah, look, I mean, we ran him at Flemington last start to give him his last shot as a 3-year-old, basically, but it's just been availability of races. I mean, you look at him, he's a very light horse. I don't think we'll see the best of him for another 12 months. He's immature mentally and physically, but he's obviously got some ability. He's won 4 races now. He's won a couple of city races. So while the tracks are still wet and we can get him sort of around that 16 to 1800, hopefully there'll be more for him.
Well, you had El Rocco win this day 2 years ago, and we know how that story is panning out at the moment. Hopefully it's not as lengthy a break between victories, but hopefully you can tread a similar path. Well done, John.
Yeah, well, there's certainly different styles of horses. One would be double the weight of the other one, but hopefully they can both continue on.
Thanks, John.
Cheers.
Daniel Stackhouse will get another win before the season has the curtain drawn on it and gets it done on the back of Regal Zeus for the first time since winning on him at that Geelong Saturday meeting at the beginning of the year, and it didn't look dissimilar in the way you're able to control it. What was it like from your vantage point?
Yeah, look, on paper I thought we were probably only speed, and this horse, he's got good natural speed early out of the gates, and I knew the horses that were probably the hardest to beat were going to get back. I thought the way we controlled the race, got left alone, I thought I'll get on my bike a bit early and improve from the 800. They'd have to be pretty good to catch him if he keeps going.
When did the giggling start?
Oh, when I got down the diff, actually, I thought, shit, still got plenty of horse underneath me, and he just keep improving into the race. Third up, John's done a great job with him, so nice to get another win on the board.
What's your view on the track?
Look, I think it's improving. I thought it felt pretty good considering how much rain we've had and sort of those dewy sort of mornings, holding that moisture in there, but it feels not too bad.
Thanks, Stacky.
Thank you.
Yeah, 139.34, the time they've run there, suggests that this track isn't heavy and probably on the better side, more like a soft 7. They ran better time than heavy in the first race as well. So Regal Zeus, it was a one-act affair. Everybody got in their formation and they were happy to stay there. So Regal Zeus was far, far too good. Heavily supported too. 6 into $4.20. Prince of Nottingham, McGarton and Mayan rounding out the first 4. 3, 6, 2 and 8 in the second on the Hillside track at Sandown as we head to a break on racing.com.